Over the past several years, I've learned a lot about game development using both game engines such as Unity, as well as going lower level and using graphics APIs like OpenGL and Vulkan. I've made games for personal projects, games for my classes at George Mason University, games for clubs I was involved in, games for game jams, and recently I decided that I should take some of the code that I've written for making C++ OpenGL games, and I should turn it into a starter project or a toolkit, which I can easily reuse next time I need to make a C++ OpenGL game. While developing this project, I realized it would be beneficial to others if they could use it as well. So I made it real fancy, I put it on GitHub under an open source MIT license, and I tried to make it as easy as possible for someone to fork the project and make games with it. The biggest problem I aimed to solve with this project was just how time-consuming it is to set up a project that uses OpenGL on Windows. For each library that you want to use, like GLFW, SFML, GLAD, or whatever else, you'll need to go download each one online, build them, link their static and dynamic libraries in Visual Studio. It's a whole process. For this project, I used CMake and a package manager called VCPackage, which was developed by Microsoft, to try and make this process a lot easier. Once you've installed VCPackage and you've made an environment variable to say where you installed it to, you can easily build the project with CMake and it will install all the libraries you need. Currently, the project will install GLAD, GLFW, GLM, SFML, STB, and in the future it will support FreeType. Using this project to get started making a game is very easy. There are only a handful of small classes I wrote that you'll need to use. The Scene Manager, the Window Manager, the Sound Manager, the Image Manager, and a Util class. You use these in two places, in Main, where you set up your game, and in the Scene class, where you write your actual game code. In Main, we construct the Scene Manager, which initializes all of our other managers I specified earlier, and then we create some scenes to pass to it. A scene has an update and a render function, which you specify yourself using inheritance. The Scene Manager will run each of these two functions once for each frame, which the window will print to the screen. And via the Manager class, as I described earlier, scenes have access to functions that allow them to get user input, load and bind images to shaders, play sound effects, switch what the current scene is, and much more. The scene system is very flexible and can be used to make any kind of video game or graphic simulation you like. For your game, you might have a menu scene which serves as the main menu, or if the user presses a certain key, it might switch to a level scene, a scene where a character's position is changed based on the WASD keys and maybe some sound effects are played if they press a certain key. If the player reaches a certain point in the level scene might switch to a credits scene, which displays a credits image and waits for the user to quit the game using the Q button. The possibilities are endless, and it is really easy to prototype games using this scene system. The code for all of the manager classes and the scene class is very well documented using Java docs, and CMake will build Doxygen documentation for it, which you can read. There is a nice guide to getting started in the README, which can help you get set up as well. If you fork the repo and make anything cool with it, let me know in the comments or on GitHub, and also be sure to check out some of the video games I've developed on my website. The links are all in the description. Thank you!